Our next contestant for today, Mr. Vinod. Life's like that. Life's like that, Mr. Vinod.
In Gujranwala, which is now in Pakistan, I went up to the 3rd grade in an Arabic school, learning Urdu. On this chair, there were postmasters and guests. After the partition, my parents put me in an English school, St. Joseph's Academy. I didn't know a word of English. I was very small, timid. Other children could easily bully me. The first time they sent me to school, a child slapped me. I was small and started crying. I came home and complained to my mother. She said, "Why are you crying?" I said, "You slapped me." So she said, "Anybody slaps you, you slap him back." Okay. The next day I went to school. I did something wrong and teacher slapped me. I slapped her back. She said, "Why did you slap me?" I said, "Mommy said, anybody slaps you, you slap him back." But I suppose I said it in Hindi. I had another teacher called Mrs. Grant. She was a British lady. And she didn't understand any Hindi. I didn't understand any English. So I did something wrong. And she said, "Say sorry." I said, "Say sorry." She said, "You say sorry." I said, "You say sorry." So she slapped me. I started crying and she said, "I am sorry." I said, "I am sorry." In the 3rd grade, we had a very strict Hindi teacher. And I was bad in Hindi. And then he would come, he looked like my friend. He was a Panditji, but very strict. So he asked me to translate in Hindi. There is a lotus in the water. I translated. पानी में एक कमल है, पानी में एक कलम है. He said, "बेटा कलम नहीं, कमल." I said, "पानी में एक कलम है." He said, "इधर आओ." I came to him. He said, "बोलो कमल." I said, "कलम." He said, "बोलो कलम." I said, "कमल." He said, "बोलो क." I said, "क." He said, "बोलो म." I said, "म." He said, "बोलो ल." I said, "ल." "कमल." I said, "कलम." He said, "तू जानता दोनों ही है और उल्टा बोलता है." He said, "Go back to your seat." We had in the 3rd grade also a poetry teacher. She thought most children can recite poetry. So she gave us the last line. He said, "Say, I can, I know I can." Come on, who can recite, make a small poetry out of it? So I had a friend, sitting next to me, Alien. So Ilan said, "Teacher, may I?" She said, "Yes." He said, "Teacher, my name is Ilan. When I become a man, I'll visit China and Japan. I can, I know I can." Very good, Ilan. Then a little girl called Sadie, she raised her hand and she said, "Okay, Sadie." She said, "Teacher, my name is Sadie. when I grow up, I'll be a lady. I'll have a baby. I know I can. She said, okay, sit down. Then there was a little boy called Stan. He said, teacher, may I try? He said, okay, Stan. He said, teacher, my name is Stan. When I be a man, I will help Sadie in her plan. I can. I know I can't. She said, open your books. Well, now I had reached the 9th grade, and it was a hot summer day. My cousin Pammi was visiting us from Delhi, and we decided to go to a canal to have a dip. Pammi was a very naughty boy, and he loved mangoes, and he had broken up boils all over his legs. When we reached the canal, there was a little pond with clear water, and there were small, what looked like fish. They were really not fish, we didn't know. They were jokes that stick to your wounds. So he jumped in, and they got locked into his boils. He thought it was an easy catch. He tried to catch, they won't come off. We thought they were snakes. So he jumped out of the water, he was rolling, and we plucked out those snakes from his legs, and he started saying, I'm going to die. Tell mommy I'm sorry. We didn't want him to die here, so we carried him crying all the way home. When we laid him in front of his mother and told the story, we thought his mother would start crying too. But she started laughing. And she said, Pammi, don't worry, now your boys will become good faster. After I got married, my wife is a Christian. I made friends with a Christian guy called Tom. Tom admitted to me, he said, hey Vinny, I have committed adultery. I am going to go to the priest and admit it. So he went to the priest. I waited outside the church, and he was sitting in front with the priest behind the curtain, and he said to the priest, Father, I committed sin. He said, what did you do? He said, I committed adultery. He said, with whom? He said, I cannot give you the name. So he said, was it Barbara? He said, no. Was it Terry? No. Was it Mary? No. He said, okay, never mind, go home and pray. So he came down smiling out of the church, and I said, did you confess? He said, yeah. I got 3 more leads.